Howdy, folks. I am Alan with today's news. I will be reading and speaking about world news, interesting news to keep you entertained, and news to keep you informed. What I got for you right here is from on my Mac. This is yesterday at 9:24 a.m. It said Vladimir Putin days numbered and will soon name successor. Expert claims. According to the Daily Mail, Valery Solovey, a former professor at Moscow Prestige Institute of International Relations, an institution that trains spies and diplomats, has long claimed inside knowledge about Vladimir Putin's health. Western treatments. Speaking to the Ukrainian YouTube channel Odessa Film Studio, Solovey has said that Putin's health woes are evident from his recent public appearance, like Biden, but Biden's worse. It is obvious that he has problems with movement, his legs, which many viewers have noticed. So, Solovey is also of the opinion similar to many recent reports which have suggested that Putin is suffering from cancer and Parkinson's. He initially suffered colon cancer, which has spread and is more dangerous now, and the medication has led to early symptoms of Parkinson's. He has quite serious medical problems. According to Solovey, Putin is under the care of non-Russian doctors who have also prescribed him a Western therapy, which has kept him alive and in power. That was from the New York Post. He said, I can say that without this foreign treatment, he would definitely not have been in public life in the Russian Federation. He uses the most advanced treatments and target therapy which Russia cannot provide him with. Choosing a successor, despite the therapy which, from Solovey's point of view, has worked relatively well. No medication can be forever a cure. The end is already in sight, even according to the doctors who are creating this treatment, because no medication can be endlessly successful. For this reason, Solovey believes that Putin is already making a short list of possible successors who will come to power after him. A likely candidate seems to be Russia's current Agriculture Minister Dmitry Patrushe. I don't know how to say that name. Who is also the son of a close ally of Putin. If we are talking about a successor, that is just one person, only one person yet, and that is Dmitry. I just say his first name. As per the Daily Mail, Dmitry is the son of, can't say that name either, Nikola, whatever the last name is, a former head of the FSB, that's Russia's Secret Service, and a key architect of the war in Ukraine. Sources used for this story is from the Daily Mail and the New York Post. Then I came up with something else here. This is yesterday at 9:29 from Bizinga. Kremlin warns of consequences as it allies U.S. Mulling physical elimination of Putin. Russia foreign minister said that the U.S. is threatening to physically eliminate Russian President Putin. What happened? Uh, Lavario, or whatever that is, expressed concerns while speaking about statements by unnamed officials from the Pentagon about inflicting a decapitation blow on the Kremlin in an interview with Russian state-owned news agency TASS. Washington went the furthest. Some unnamed officials from the Pentagon actually threatened to inflict a decapitation blow to the Kremlin. In fact, we are talking about the threat of the physical removal of the head of the Russian state. If such ideals are actually nurtured by someone, this someone should think very carefully about the possible consequences of such a plans. This person said. He also alleged that the war west was giving confrontational signals, and the nuclear spear. Instead, it all goes beyond the permissible limit. Not to mention the off-scale provocation of the Kiev regime. Zelensky agreed to demand prevention nuclear strikes by NATO countries against Russia. This also goes beyond the bounds of what is permissible. However, we have not heard that from the leaders of the regime. Meanwhile, the Russian foreign minister also threatened increased military activity in Ukraine if Kyiv didn't fulfill the Kremlin's proposal for settlement. The point is simple: fulfill them for your own good. Otherwise, the issue will be decided by the Russian army. And I got something else too. Let's see. Let me close this tab. This one here, I found this here. You can do the links will be in the description box. I got my links working now. Um, if you want to see a single attack of a city, these are simulators. And here's a large scale attack on the U.S. And you got minutes here, you got targets, you got warheads, you got megatons, and you got casualties. And this is that's here, and you just hit the launch button here, and it'll show you where the probability of where the nuclear bombs will go if there is a war. I'm not saying there will be a nuclear war, but just in case there is. Three minutes, well, 8 minutes, 71 targets and casualties up to 7 million in 14 minutes. Now you see the reds here. That's the devastation zones there. So like California, Colorado. Of course, over around Washington, we knew that. Let me zoom in a little bit here. It looked like Iowa's okay. Let me click on one of these here. It's a fallout from the Dover Air Force Base impacted. Kind of hard to read it without my reading glasses. So I'll put a link in my description. You can play around with this and see if Alaska, Hawaii is on it. Yeah, Hawaii's on it. Of course, there's Alaska. Not too much in Alaska. Probably because too close to Russia. But basically, we're up to almost a minute and a half. 182,825,737. Looks like it stopped. This is 2 hours here. Targets 388 targets. Warheads 1,069 warheads. 573 megatons explosives. Is where we have it. This is all the places that will be hit by this simulator. And let's see what else we got here. This here is dated the 20th on Christmas Day. Putin claims Russia is ready to negotiate. Ukraine accuses Kremlin of trying to avoid responsibility. The Russian President Putin claimed in an interview with state television on Sunday that Moscow wants to negotiate even as Ukraine cities were hit with a barrage of missiles over the Christmas weekend. We are ready to negotiate with everyone involved about a acceptable solution, but that is up to them. We are not the one refusing to negotiate, they said. Putin said. The claim was rebuffed as advisor to Ukraine President Zelensky, who said that Putin needs to come back to reality. That Russia has single-handedly attacked Ukraine and is killing citizens. There are no other countries' motives. Russia doesn't want negotiations, but tries to avoid responsibility. Kherson which was taken over by Russia in the early days of the invasion, but was liberated by Ukraine forces last month, was bombarded on Christmas Eve, leaving at least 10 people dead and dozens other injured. Other Ukrainian city has also been hit. Liskinsky said, who addressed the U.S. Congress on events in Washington this week, urged Ukrainians to pay attention to air alarms in the coming days. There are only a few days left this year. We must be aware that our enemy will try to make this time dark and difficult for us, Liskinsky said on Christmas Day. Russia lost everything it could this year, but it is trying to compensate for its losses with the gloating in its propagandists after the missile strikes at our country, at our energy sector. Both Chamber of Commerce approved a $45 billion aid package for Ukraine after Liskinsky's visit, sending the bill to President Biden's desk. And this one's from Fox News. And here's something here from the Washington Examiner. This is yesterday. Biden illegal food stamp bonanza. After illegally bailing out college graduates with a $400 billion student debt amnesty, President Joe Biden is back at it again. This time he is illegally boosting food stamps benefits for $200 billion. House representatives should put an end to both of these illegal measures. According to a Government Accountability Office report released last week, Biden Department of Agriculture abused its authority under the 2018 Farm Bill to speed up a review of food costs required by the legislation. It also broke its own guidelines when arriving at those costs. As a result of these illegal changes, food stamps benefits increased beyond inflation for the first time in 45 years. After 3 of the Biden border crisis will be the worst yet. Since 1975, the USDA has created a food plan that represents a suitable diet at 4 different price points: thrifty, low cost, moderate cost, and liberal. Food stamps benefit levels have always been set at the thrifty food plan level. The USDA has reevaluated these levels 3 times since 1975, most recently 15 years ago, In 2018, Farm Bill called for a new evaluation to be completed by 2022, with reevaluations every 5 years after that. The reevaluation is essentially a computer model that inputs food prices and nutrition. Anyway, he's doing stuff against the law anyway. So I was searching for stuff on the border crisis, and I haven't even found anything about it today. Here's from the AP press. Deep freeze breaks pipes, creates water crisis across the South. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that because they're not prepared for that. Jackson, Mississippi, days of freezing pipes in deep South areas that usually freeze for only hours are threatening dozens of water systems as burst pipes leak millions of gallons of water. The problem were happening Monday in large troubled water systems like Jackson, Mississippi, where residents were required over Christmas to boil water months after most lost service because of a cascade of problems from years of poor maintenance. They also are happening in Shreveport, Louisiana, where some resident had no water Monday. In Selma, Alabama, the mayor declared a state of emergency because a city worried it would run out of water. Workers at a food bank in Greenville, South Carolina, opened their doors to a rush of water and were trying to save $1 million in food. Police departments around Atlanta said their 911 system were being overwhelmed with unnecessary emergency calls about broken pipes. You don't call the police about broken pipes. What's wrong with you people? Say here, dozens of water systems either had borrow advisory in place because of low pressure or warned of bigger catastrophe if leaks from broken pipes weren't found and water shut off. You can read the rest of that in my description box there if you want. Okay, I'm gonna kill that tab. Thinking about done with the news. See here, it said that this is from the cool down. This EV battery can travel over 750 miles on a single charge, fundamentally reinvent the battery. I think this is about what I read the other day about the college students. The Gemini battery from manufacturer Our Next Energy promised to give electric vehicles a greater range than ever before. Oh no, this is something different. In a December 2021 road test, one's first Gemini prototype was able to power a Tesla Model S for an incredible 752 miles across Michigan on a single charge, according to the company's website. A third party validated the impressive results using a vehicle a dynamometer, monitor, call it. Cars that rely on electricity often numerous benefits. They're quieter. They're traditional combustion engine models. They're more quieter than the conventional combustion engine models. They're convenient to charge at an at-home EV charging station, and they don't produce any exhaust fumes that could contribute to air pollution. However, it's been difficult to drive long distance in an EV because the batteries could only hold a limited electrical charge, and charging stations were difficult to find on the road. These problems stopped some potential users from making the switch to electric despite all the benefits. Now, as more advanced batteries like Gemini hit the market and charging stations become more common, the range of EVs has increased dramatically, making it easier than ever to choose to invest in an EV. The more that people switch to EVs, the quieter our roads and cleaner our air will be. But who's going to pay the taxes on the potholes, huh? Fix the potholes that don't get fixed anyway. Roads will probably be worse. They're going to have to really bring up the price on the batteries in cars. Besides losing more efficient, being more efficient, Gemini is more environmental friendly to produce than past EV batteries, according to one. It uses almost 20% less lithium than earlier models and 60% less graphite, so it takes less mining to produce each battery. Reduced mining activity means reduced pollution. If you're interested in an EV with Gemini, watch for upcoming changes to the iX electric SUV from BMW. One announced that the iX from Gemini is expected to roll out soon with an estimated range of 965 kilometers or almost 600 miles. Well, you can read the rest about this in my description box. Yeah, I'm going to close my newscast for today. And I hope you have a good day and everything. I hope you enjoyed this newscast. And my coat's going away. It's still there, but it's almost gone. And like, subscribe, comment, and see you tomorrow. Later.